Welcome to the Powder Room Show.
I'm Miriam.
I'm Shae, aka Shae.
And today our topic is about teen motherhood.
Okay.
Now today we have a special guest. I'm so excited to introduce her. She's an entrepreneur. She's doing her thing. She's a photographer, and she also gives private pole dancing lessons. But she did start off as a teen mom. So she was pregnant at 17, had her baby at 18, and she's moving right along in life. So we're excited to introduce her.
Hey, can't wait. And her name is Ashley Amber, to be exact.
Hey.
So, welcome Ashley to the Powder Room Show. I'm so happy that you're able to share your experience with us as a teen mom.
Thanks.
Well, being a teen mom.
Yeah.
So, what age were you when you became a mother?
I was 17 when I got pregnant and 18 when I had my son. I graduated high school actually 6 months pregnant.
Oh, so you walked around the stage with your little belly.
No, funny story. I didn't really show like that. Like when I was younger, I was very, very slim. So, not to mention, I didn't even find out about my son until I was about four and a half months pregnant. So, I still had abs. Like the whole night. Wow. You would never, it was crazy. My parents, my mom knew. And she found out the same time around I did. But, I told all my family after I crossed the stage. They all came down to, you know how they come down to the football field? And literally it was just all right, so I'm pregnant. Who's hungry?
I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a wonderful way to tell them.
No, it was not.
Okay.
It was nothing about, it's sad, but nothing about my pregnancy was wonderful.
Really?
Not a lick, not nothing.
Sorry.
That's why I think I don't have any more kids, because it's very traumatizing. I don't.
As far as the actual pregnancy, you being sick, or just the emotional part behind it?
I think the emotional, the lack of support, the I literally had my friends who were younger than me, so how were they gonna help me? I had no one. My mom found out, and shout out to my mom, we're in a great spot now. But at the time, hey mom. But at the time, she was if you tell anybody, you have to move. That's literally what she told me. If you tell anybody that you're pregnant, you have to move. She would, she was very, very mean. Very mean. I went to go get my graduation dress, and I couldn't really find anything that would, I wasn't, really showing, but, she wanted me to wear black. I couldn't wear any other color. She made me wear black. And then, when we got there, everything I would try on, she would just, completely, I don't know, literally just talk mess.
So she wanted you to cover it up with the dress?
She just didn't want anybody to know. My mom was just so embarrassed. She did not want anyone to know. So literally, long story short, she left me there, left the credit card on the counter, told the lady whatever she picks, just pay for it with this, you have my permission or whatever. And I sat in that dressing room by myself and cried for about 30 minutes until that lady finally came with about 3 or 4 dresses and knocked on the door and was just these will look really nice. And she helped me, and I bought my dress, and no one could tell it had this huge flower in the front. It was
Geez.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna need some tissue for this show.
Yes. I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all this is
Poor thing.
Yeah, there was absolutely no support. My grandma, not that she wasn't supportive, but she just kind of followed in my, whatever my mom said, that everybody in my family just fell in line.
Okay.
My mom was no.
My mom was a teen mom with me, and my grandmother, she said, was very mean too. She said she remember when she had birth, or she was giving birth, my granny was on the side. That's what you get. You shouldn't be pregnant.
Wow.
So she was very mean with that as well. So that's just wow. But now you can't tell my granny that I'm not hurt. My granny loves me.
Yeah, no, same. Me and my mom, me and my grandma, we all have the best bond. We do. But back in the day, that was not it. And then after my son was born, it was still I don't think me and my mom really started talking like that until my son was about 2.
Wow.
2 or 3. She was there, and then this is the cold part. Again, I love you, mom. But she would literally be I don't have a grandson. My daughter has a son.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
harsh.
Yeah, she would say I'm not a grandmother, but my daughter does have a
Well,
son.
do you think it was more so of her accepting responsibility as a grandmother and as your choices as her daughter? You know what I mean?
No.
Like, did she feel guilty?
No, honestly, my mom, like, because we kind of talked about it just a little bit, not too much. We don't do much emotion stuff. But she literally just said she was embarrassed. Like, she just felt like she failed as a parent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she just literally felt like she failed as a parent, and
Yeah.
she didn't want really much to do with me after that.
So it was more about her.
She made it all about her.
Exactly.
That's
as opposed to
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that
that's
makes
my
more
mother.
sense.
She definitely made it about her and woe is me. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, she's the one carrying a baby at 17. Yeah.
And that kind of breaks down to some of the core issues of why, you may have felt, the need to go outside the home for that. So, so leading up to the delivery of your son, what are some of the details that you would like to share?
Details
in terms of how your family took it and what happened.
So
after they found out.
Aside from my mother, everybody else they really just kind of cut off contact. Like, I have an aunt who's like really my mom's best friend, but my aunt, she was there somewhat. Like, I think she was just so hurt that I didn't tell her that she wasn't, for my pregnancy, wasn't really there. And then, actually, because she wasn't able to have kids, she even offered to take my child for me. Like, after I give birth, to give her and her husband the baby, because obviously way better off. He won't be far, and like, if they literally lived around the corner. I could have walked to their house. So like, that was also an option that I had, because the timing that I found out about Bentley, like, I didn't have any options. It was, I'm having a baby. Like, so, and then, so I had her a little bit, not too much, but really where a lot of my support came from was my best friend's mother. Okay. Like, she's the one who took me in for a little bit, helped me out, actually, like, tried to throw me a baby shower, which was a joke, by the way.
It was a mess?
It wasn't a mess. It was just like, everybody was there, but like, you know how baby showers are like, oh yay, well yeah, we're having a baby. Like, mine was so depressing. Oh. Like, everybody just kind of showed up because they thought had to type stuff. Like, I feel like someone sent out a group text like, y'all better come. Like,
wow.
That's how I feel.
Like an obligation for them to come.
Yes, like, because when I got there, it wasn't like, yay, love. It was just like, so you ready for this? You think you got this? You
grown.
Yeah, no, not even like you grown. Like, you messed up. Like, not even like, there was, I didn't have any real support, like, my entire pregnancy.
So that's why you always say, like, or you've been saying that it was just...
It was mortifying, very
So you talked about it being a traumatic experience for you during your pregnancy and trying not to take you back there, but what was the most traumatizing experience you went through during your pregnancy as a teen mom?
So during my pregnancy, I think the most traumatizing part was when it was after my graduation, and my mom, I told you, my mom said, you tell anybody you're out. So I just went ahead and told people, because I mean, when am I going to tell them when I have the baby? Like, so right. I just went ahead and told them. I was 6 months at the time, and we get home, she had been drinking a little bit, and it went like completely left. Like, every name in the book you can think of, I was called by my own mother in like less than 2 minutes. Like, it was bad. Like, there was things thrown, there was all kinds of things. She ended up just basically pushing me out, like physically pushing me out of the house. I was in my pajamas. It had to be like 9 o'clock at night. And I had like a big t-shirt on and a thong. Like, I was going to bed. Like, I didn't even have any shoes on. And she physically pushed me out the house. She did let me keep my car. She took my car keys and threw them smack dab in the middle of my forehead and told me not to come back. And she would prefer not to see me again. And slammed the door.
Just because you were pregnant.
And yep. And I cried, and like at my house we have at my old house we had this little courtyard. Like, I literally sat and cried in that courtyard, and then like she got tired of hearing me, came back out, told me to
to leave,
to get the F off her property. And I got in my car and I drove to my best friend's house and I knocked on the door and her mom answered, and I'm literally like, you know, how I said I was dressed, just bawling, like in tears, like, and like she took me in. She was nice enough to take me in. They let me stay there pretty much my entire pregnancy. Shout out to Pam and B, I love you.
Hey Pam.
And yeah, they took me in. Her and my best friend actually went to my mother's house and got my stuff. She wouldn't even let me come get my things, like, personally.
So from there, you haven't been back home since then?
No, I would. Well, later on down the line, I did. Probably like around when my son was like 1, 2.
Oh, okay.
My mom let me back in and kind of like help me, but like pregnancy wise,
Okay.
definitely not. No, was not there. I was not welcomed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so transitioning to that, would you say, after, your son was 1 or 2, you rekindled the relationship somewhat.
Yeah.
What would you say that you learned from this experience concerning family or people and whatnot?
One thing I did learn is like literally just be kind to people, because honestly, you just don't know what they're going through. Like, just be kind, because people looked at me and like, oh, she's fast. She got pregnant at a young age and whoop, whoop, whoop. And valid, I did get pregnant at a young age, but like, I was going through a lot. Like,
Right.
Nobody really thought about like, well, what is
Why
she?
you were doing
having
having sex at that age?
Yeah, and like what I was really going through, and like just be kind to people. I learned that, and then I also learned that like, just because their family does not mean that you can depend on them. Like, and that's just period. Like, just because you guys share the same blood does not mean that you can depend on them.
Yeah.
And I learned that with a lot of my family when I was pregnant. Like, I feel like people who I don't share blood with were way more there for me and way more family and supportive than the people that I actually share blood
I
with.
wonder why that is too, because I've experienced that in some instances too. Obviously not, like the same as you have, but I've experienced that, like people outside of my family coming to my rescue in certain situations before my actual blood family,
Yeah.
Well, I think too, one is because the expectation is different.
Mm-hmm.
And because the expectation is different from them not being family, they're not as invested. Mm-hmm. And then also, God has a way of just showing you like, okay, if they're not there, I think because we are social creatures, he just gives you that extra person to be there. He doesn't want people to be alone and go through things alone. So I just feel like it's just part of God's plan of like, you know what? These people over here are going to help you. Though you want the people who are your family to help you, but it sucks that it's that way. But like you said, ultimately it's like, who cares if they're blood at this point, because you just need support.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I hate the phrase like you can't choose your family, because I don't care. I do.
Yeah,
I choose I choose who is considered my family.
Or because secret in water.
Yeah, but I hate that too. Like, because sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I have several blood relatives that I would never put above Tori, your sister, my best friend. I would never. Like, no, like that. It just wouldn't happen, because it's not.
Whoever your family is, it doesn't necessarily have to be blood, because
Yeah.
whoever supports you in a positive way, and even if they come, support doesn't always have to necessarily mean they agree. Because I can not agree with what you're doing, but show it in love.
Yes.
And not put you away as if like you're just this disease like that can't come from that experience. You are a teen mom. It's been 100 of teen moms out there. So why are you a special case that you can't be successful? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For people to react that way as if your life is completely over.
Yeah.
When it doesn't have to be. The baby daddy. How was that?
Whew, girl. Okay, so we're in a better place now. Me and my baby's father. He's a father. He's my baby's father. Yeah, we're in a better space now. But back in the day, girl, you talked about trifling.
It was a mess.
I feel like we need a stronger word. Something a little stronger than that.
This is a G-rated show.
We need a stronger word than trifling, but yeah. he was very much not present. Very much not present. Actually, and young, naive, you know, I really did think that, like, I was his girlfriend, but I was not his only girlfriend. Girl, he had there was 3 of us online.
Or that's like my mom. No, your story's like my mother.
Yeah.
Like, me and my 2 brothers, we call ourselves the triplets, and because we were born all the same year. My mom thought, and I'm the middle. Yeah, I'm the middle out of the 3. My mom thought she was the only one, too.
Yeah, well, see, luckily he didn't have kids with any of. Well, he ended up marrying one and having a baby with her later. They're married and stuff now. But, like, he didn't have any kids with them. I was the only pregnant one. But there was definitely 3 of us. Yeah, it was a lot. And then when I found out about one, it was just completely baffled. And then turns out the girl, the one that I found out, tells me about homegirl number 3, who's now his wife. And so,
oh wow,
yeah.
So you like in a little love triangle, like
girl. I exited after that.
Exit stage.
Yeah, I exited once. See, look, because 1 was enough, and you know, I thought, you know, I'm already pregnant. I'm gonna fight through this. You know, me and her would argue. I'd argue with him. It was back and forth, and they were out here. I was in Bakersfield by myself. 17. He's 21.
Wow.
Oh wow.
The plot thickened.
Yeah.
Can you say statutory?
Yeah.
Okay, 21. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when she told me about number 3, I was over it. I was like, oh, I'm good.
Bye, Felicia.
I'm good. And
But you know, I'm glad you have more respect for yourself as a woman. Like, you know what? I understand I'm pregnant with your child, but that doesn't mean that I need to be with you. Like, we can coexist and co-parent.
Oh, there was no coexist.
Okay, we can co-parent.
What's that?
Co-parent?
There wasn't a co-parent. I didn't see that. He was just like my mother. He came around 2 or 3 when my son was about 2 or 3.
Wow.
That is when he started showing up. And you know what's funny? It's when his now wife started getting in his butt. Like, I'm not finna be with nobody who take care of me.
Right.
See, hands up to wifey.
Yeah, she the homegirl.
Because a lot of women don't do that for each other.
I don't know why.
I know, because, like, honestly, like, that's when I started seeing the shift. Is when they started to be more serious. That's when I started seeing the shift.
That's really.
And it wasn't a dramatic shift, but we were going in the right direction. You know, and like it's a process, work in progress. We get better every day.
Yeah.
We all can coexist. We've done family trips together before, like me, him, his wife, their family, my little half of the family. We've all done it before for birthdays and stuff like that.
It's been the youth.
Yeah, like no, now all people say we're ideal.
But that's why it matters to have some type of integrity about yourself when you with a person, right? Because I'm sure she thought I wouldn't want that to be me.
Yeah.
You know, so them over here and I'm over there, so it matters. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful that you did that.
Yeah,
you know?
because Lord only knows.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Where do you see yourself in a few years? Like, coming from that experience of being a teen mom, did it traumatize you to having more children in the future? Are you one and done? Like, where's your mind at in that aspect?
So for the longest time, you can ask any friend I got, I was like, I'm not doing this again. I'm one and done. You got me effed up. I won't. Like, no. Like, I was just completely like, my first one was so traumatizing. I will never again. But like, the older I get, now my family wants me to have another baby. Like, honestly, like they do. They're like, so when are we getting a girl? Like,
okay.
Do y'all not remember the boy situation? I'm not. Y'all could know. Like, right. But honestly, like as I get older, like I think I do want a girl. Like later, let's hit 30. Let's hit 30.
Okay. And how old are you now?
26.
Oh, so you got 4 years.
Yeah.
All right.
No man.
So whoever the man is, I'm gonna hurry up because she's closing down shop.
Go ahead. Yeah, right. I was like, we've got till 30. After that, and we gotta get married.
30 is so young.
I know.
I'm 33. Yeah, 33.
And I just turned 32.
I'll be 34 this year, and I'm like 35, Lord. I'm done. You better figure it out.
Yeah. 35 is a wrap for me too.
Yeah.
Really? I feel like 30 is a wrap for me. If I'm not married and like I have to be at least pregnant by 30. Cause look, I'm trying to have an empty nest like while I'm like still spry and stuff like that. Yeah. So like it's just like you've got till 30.
How is your relationship with your mother now in terms of,
Girl, that's my best friend. Like, you can't tell me nothing about my mother. I call her every day. We text all the time.
Oh,
I
that's
gotta
good.
sometimes she does get on my nerves, but that's mom stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's just normal mom things. But like, honestly, we laugh. I go visit a lot. Like, that's my girl.
What was needed in that garden to nourish that?
Honestly, I think just acceptance on her end and forgiveness on mine. Because I was very, 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 very resentful, and she just was not trying to have that I made this choice. So
It's her. Well, now since you guys are cool, how's her relationship with your son?
oh, amazing. He gets on her nerves, but he loves her. Mimi, Mimi, Mimi,
Oh.
Mimi. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
No,
beautiful.
that
That's a kid growth.
he loves his Mimi. He's way more tighter with my grandma. Him and my grandma are like this.
So
like,
his great grandmother.
his great grandmother.
They're tight.
Girl, he's always like, where's my, I love when she tries to leave without letting him know. Because he'll be like, where are you going? Like,
Like in her man.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. She says it all the time. She's like, he's like my man. Because he'll be like, where are you going?
Did you check
Like,
in?
he literally said to her one time, did you check in?
I'm telling you, these kids.
And she was like, I don't have to check in with you. And he's like,
like, yeah, right.
Yeah,
he's
okay.
like, he's like,
He gonna have the car keys next time.
right. Like, where do you think you're going?
Uh-huh.
And he kind of knows, like, Gigi's the spoiler, so he kind of knows,
Okay.
like, my Gigi, he can pretty much get whatever he wants. Like, all he's got to do is say it, and she just melts, and she's like, oh, fine,
Yeah.
he can have it. And I'm just like,
That's
you
how
have
it
to
should
put
be.
your foot down, and she
Nope.
she won't do it.
That's your job.
Yeah, I know she
She's
won't.
gonna let you be the bad guy.
I know, she'll call me and she'll be like, so this is what happened today, but you can't tell them I told you. I'm like, well, how else did I find out?
Right.
Where did I find out from?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's so cute because they don't want to tell on them. Like, oh, but I have to tell him that, he was acting up a little bit, but I just told him. It's like, who are you?
Right.
Because if that was me,
Yeah.
you would have whooped my tail.
No, really.
They're
No.
so soft when it comes to the grandkids and the great grandkids.
My favorite day was when my son, because he's about to be in second grade. So when he was in kindergarten, they used to have these little red cards. So you got a red card when you got home, you got in trouble.
Oh.
And like Billy had got a red card before he got popped. So like he was like, I can't get another red card. Yeah, so he got another one, girl. And my grandma picked him up from school. And they come to the door and he is just clenching onto her for dear life. He's like, Grandma, please don't let me go. And she was like, don't you touch this baby. She was like not even really trying to give it to me before she could even tell me what happened.
But you already knew.
He was just like, no, I was so confused. Like, they just at the door, like, both of them he's crying. She's dang near and she's like, don't you touch this baby. I will come back here and I will whoop your butt. Like, I was like, well, what happened? Like, I was like, Bentley, and he's, and I'm like, well, what happened? Like, what is going on? And then he told, I got a red card. And I'm like, okay, well, it seems like you're suffering enough. So you just go ahead and go to your room right. I was like, you just go ahead and go to your room and
I think we
we'll
got
talk about it. My
right.
grandma literally sat on the couch with that finger in my face, like, if you touch this baby, I'm not popping
touch
him.
your baby.
Right, just
That's
calm
right.
down. It was a lot.
Yeah, that's Gigi.
They
Yeah.
tight.
What can you give other teen moms? Like, what encouragement can you, like, for someone who's going through it right now, what you went through right now, if I came to you, talking to you, like, oh, my mom kicked me out, blah, 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 like, what advice can you give me at that moment?
Honestly, just stay strong. Like, y'all, you gotta hang in there. Like, cause I'm not gonna lie, I debated suicide a few times. Cause it was just to a point where it was just too heavy. I'm only 18. Like, this is just far too heavy. At that point, I had zero family. I had a few friends because, I'm pregnant. I'm not the cool girl anymore. I'm now pregnant. So, like, just stay strong. Hang in there. Find support where you can. I'm from Bakersfield, so I know that there's a few support groups out in Bakersfield. I'm sure there's some in LA, too. There's even because after my son, I became homeless, so there's shelters that you can go to. Like, there's a few resources. There should be a lot more, but there's a few that you can reach out and go to the church. Walk into a
Hello,
church and tell them
hallelujah.
your situation, and let me tell you,
Right.
I got a lot of donations for Bentley when he was first born.
Great.
Like a lot of donations for Bentley when he was first born. So just hang in there, girl, because you gonna make it. It gets better. It sucks right now, but
Yeah.
it will get better.
All of that happened. Things get better, like you said. Things start looking up, and now you have things going. You're an entrepreneur.
Yes,
Can you tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Yep. So what I'm starting to do is I'm going to start personal training, and I'm more so focusing on like pole fitness and stuff like that.
Okay.
Super fun. Totally love to do it. It's one of my passions, and if you guys want to take a class, I got you.
Hey.
You can put
Yes,
it on
girl. I'm
there.
gonna have to
Yes.
learn for the
Yes.
future.
Yes, it'll get you nice and
Future
slim,
miss.
girl. Nice and slim and right and tight.
Hey.
Find your passion and really pursue it. Like really just go dive into it. Get into it really good. I mean, the 9 to 5 is great if that is what you want, but find what you're truly passionate about. Like look at you guys, starting your own show and like really investing in yourselves. And I just want other girls to do that too. I want you to believe in yourself. Don't let people tell you like, oh, you won't really make a lot of money doing that though. You should try just doing this or work at a bank or do that. Like that stuff is great to get a check to do things that you want to do,
Right.
but not for the rest of your life. Like do something that you're gonna be happy doing every day. Don't just do it. Tori, I know, I'm sorry. She works at a bank.
Oh, poor thing.
Who are you?
My sister.
Oh,
But no, but like
That's for now, but she does.
yeah,
other things.
that's to
Oh,
get that's to
That's
get
not
that
her
check.
main source of income.
Yeah, like that's to get that check and invest it into something that you actually
That's what
want
I'm
to
saying.
do.
That's
Invest
right.
in yourself,
That's
believe
what-
in yourself, be confident, be great. And that's why I like doing pole dancing, because that's how that makes me feel. It's how it makes other females feel. Like when I mean, you know, people always try to say that the pole is just
For stripping.
Yeah, for stripping and don't do it. But it's also for fitness and to boost your confidence. Like everybody wants to feel sexy. Everybody wants to feel great in their own skin. Like, so that's just what I want for other women to feel.
You go, girl.
Thank you.
Hey, go, girl.
So since you're gonna be having 10 sources of income, I'm gonna need to $5.
Girl, you need to get 10 sources of income. And
If I need $5,
like, you need $5.
I'm just
Either you
playing.
need, we all need to get this 10 little sources of income and get our things going. Because
I'm
we
gonna
can,
keep
we can. You don't have to make $1 million to be successful. Like I feel like successful is more so internal.
Oh, yeah.
Like your happiness and like
Yeah.
how you feel about yourself.
yeah.
Like don't stop until you're hiring.
Well, thank you so much, Boo, for joining us. And your experience definitely, I'm sure, as well, open up a lot of eyes for teen moms out there. So we love you guys. Bye. Welcome to the Powder Room Show. Make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube and hit us up on Instagram as well. We are on all social media content, okay? Come and join us in our living room. We love you, mommies. Have a good one.